Bro, let me share with you something so powerful. You're literally going to want to save this whole video. Because look, back in 2016, so that's when I actually got into university, into biomedical science. So in a way, I actually like I entered the whole matrix. So I became an NPC. So this one time actually, my booty got squeezed so freaking hard by the government. So the government, for some reason, they decided not to give me student loan. So I couldn't pay my tuition with the help of the government. So at the time, I literally had $0 to my name and I had to pay $20,000 tuition so I can continue my school and get my degree. So I basically did what I had to do, which is just get a job at like an amusement park in Canada's Wonderland. So at the time, I just basically became like a ride operator. So if you see like all these roller coasters and stuff, so I used to actually operate those rides, which is pretty funny. And while I was there, I used to talk to the coworkers I had, and they used to tell me they also had to pay their tuition, but like some of them literally had 3 jobs. Bro, they were working 3 jobs all at once. 3 freaking jobs. Like they would wake up, go to a job, finish that job, then go to another one, and then in the weekend, they would have like another job. Like freaking insanity. But in 2018, Ramadan came, and that's when my entire life freaking changed. Like literally changed. So I used to do a bunch of research on online business and how to do it, and how these people are basically making good money from it. But what happened is that Ramadan came, and I used to always have like sick days. I used to always be sick. So I'd wake up in the morning, I know I have a shift, but I would call them and I'd be like, hey, excuse me, I'm so freaking sick today, I can't come. Even though all I wanted to do was stay home and just do research on the whole online business thing. So days after days, eventually I actually had to go, because if I do another call in sick day, I would basically get fired. So I went, and then my manager literally called me. He called me to the room and he was like, listen, Hamed, you can't just freaking keep doing sick days and all that stuff. He's like, you're a valuable member of the whole thing. Like, we need you here. Otherwise, like what are you doing? Like, why are we keeping you hired for us as a job? So I don't know what happened, bro. I literally don't know what happened, but in that moment, for some reason, something just made me speak, and I was like, you know what? His name was James. I was like, you know what, James? It's okay, bro. I'm gonna quit. I'm not gonna be staying here anymore. So I just want to quit this whole thing. So I quit, and so while I quit, I had no income. Like literally had no income, and like I didn't want to go and ask my parents, because like if they knew that the government was not giving me a tuition, they would freaking kill me. So bro, that's when I freaking discovered like this massive thing. So basically, I'm gonna take you through this rabbit hole, literally a rabbit hole. But beware, Habibi, if you go to this rabbit hole with me, you're not gonna remain the same. You won't come out the same person. Trust me. At least for me, that's what happened. So I need you to understand one thing. And you have to understand that I'm not going to say who they are, but they are literally lying about everything. Like literally lying about every single thing you see around you in the world. They're lying about the fact that you're limited. They're lying about the fact that there's just lack, there's no abundance. They're lying about the fact that you're separate. They're lying about the fact that you need things for energy. Bro, you know in Ramadan, last Ramadan when I was making videos, you've seen my videos, I had no caffeine on me, had no food, and no water. And I still had so much energy. In fact, I think I had more energy than I have right now. Who gave me that energy? They're lying about the freaking shape of the whole world. They're lying about health. They're lying about literally everything. So when I say these things to my dad usually, he's going to be like, why do I care if they're lying? I still have bills to pay. I still have this and this and that to do. Like, why do I care if they're lying? So listen, the reason why they're lying is to influence your brain. Why do they want to influence your brain? Because it's basically the formula. Thoughts create your feelings create your action, and your action creates your reality. So technically, they created your reality. You didn't. So basically, they created the reality of lack. They created the reality of disease. They created the whole reality of you always being tired. And then they created the whole reality of this whole depression thing, or I have to take Adderall, or freaking poverty, you have no money, you have debt and all that stuff. They created that reality. You did not do that. They created that. So if you're thinking about how am I supposed to be ending the whole suffering thing, and how do I freaking get past all these things, the problems that I have in my life, well, the first thing you need to realize is to realize that you're not the thoughts. This mind that you have right here, these feelings that you have within you, that's not really you. Like, are you really telling me you are that thing? You're the thoughts that you have? Or you're the feelings that you have? Like, you're the happy person? Or you're the sad person? Like, listen, thoughts and feelings, they come and go. Do you come and go? Like, that makes no sense. Do you come and go? So the very first thing that you need to realize to have this whole awakening is that you're not the mind. Now, you've been lied to thinking that you're the mind, and you've been freaking like identifying with the mind the whole time, but that's not you. Now, the second thing you need to realize is you need to realize what's the language of the universe. So the universe literally has a language, and that language is emotions and feelings. I mean, Nikola Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, you have to think of energy. You have to think in terms of energy and frequencies. So once you start thinking this way, then you start to realize, okay, hold on a minute. I am not these thoughts. I am not these feelings and these emotions. In fact, I am the thing, I am the one that's actually aware of all these things. Now, I need you to do something right now. Now listen, I am a Muslim, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys Muslims are listening to me. But you guys also need to go through this transformation. And I'm talking about especially Muslims, because Muslims, you guys have, we have a treasure, bro. The Quran is a treasure. But most of us are not getting the gold nuggets from that treasure. So listen to me, just listen. So I need you to sit, just for a bit, for literally 20 minutes, and just watch your thoughts. Watch your thoughts go by. Literally just watch them and don't identify with them. Just try to imagine your thoughts as being like waves in the ocean. And you're just watching these waves go by. What's gonna happen, bro, is that you're gonna have like this separation that I'm not the thoughts. Like the thoughts literally just come to me and then they go, and then more thoughts come and then they go. And then more thoughts come and then they also go. Who's bringing these thoughts? And why are these thoughts there? And why is it this whole time you were identified with these thoughts? Listen, I need you to know right now, like this is what happened to me when I quit my job in Wonderland. Even though I wasn't paying a lot of money, but it was helping me, I quit it. And then ever since I quit it, I had like this massive transformation where I was able to pay the tuition. I was able to make even more money. I realized I am not these thoughts. Like these thoughts that are coming into my brain about lack, about poverty, about depression and all that stuff, that's not really me. So who is bringing to me all these thoughts? If you're a Muslim, you would know these thoughts actually came from shaitan. These thoughts that you're having in your brain, they're coming from the devil. Now, if you're not Muslim and you're not believing me, who's giving you these thoughts, bro? The way the thoughts work is that you see something from the outside. You see something, you hear something, or you smell something, basically. All these 5 senses that you have, or you touch something, what that's going to do is that it's going to bring you all these thoughts. So for example, let's say I'm scrolling through TikTok, and then all of a sudden I keep seeing things about like just news about people dying, news about people being depressed and taking Adderall, just news about everything. Or some friend talked to me and he told me about things that he's struggling with and all that stuff. All of a sudden, like a few hours later, a few days later, I'm gonna have these thoughts coming into my brain. So basically, in a way, I got programmed and I got conditioned. So these thoughts are not even yours. So where did these thoughts come from? Once again, the devil, bro. The devil's running all these things. And the crazy thing about this, bro, is that the devil promises you things of poverty. He literally promises you depression. He promises you sadness. So for me, bro, whenever I am sad, whenever I'm depressed, even though that doesn't happen, but whenever I go through these things, I realize I'm like, these things are not from me. They're literally from the devil. What is actually me, what's truly me, is this abundance. I'm literally the abundance. And then what's actually me is the joy. Like I'm freaking gratitude itself. I'm energy itself. So then these thoughts and feelings that are coming to me every single day, like they're changing every single day and coming to me, like I realize that that's not actually me. And that's beautiful because these things are so limited. The thoughts are so limited. And just realizing that you're the one that's actually aware of these and the one that's always been there, that ever since you were young, bro, up until from you were a baby until now, there's always been this one thing that's within you that has never been changed. It's literally never been changed. And then, bro, once you actually start to become in touch with this thing that's never been changed, you start to realize it's like, bro, like where have that been? Why haven't I been living my life through this thing? And bro, life starts to 100x when you actually realize that. In the Quran, actually, it says that Allah is closer to you than your jugular vein. Like the jugular vein, you see this vein right here, like within, he's closer to you than that. Like Allah's been with you, he's literally been with you before you were even born. Even up until now, he's still been with you. So the crazy thing is that when you actually just try to focus, realize that, okay, these thoughts that I'm having is actually not me. So get past the thoughts. And then these feelings that I'm having is not me. Get past the feelings. And then this name that these people gave to me, okay, get past this name. And then these problems that I'm facing, get past these problems. Just get past all these things. Just get past them. Once I've actually stripped myself down naked, I have no name anymore. I have no problems. I have no freaking thoughts that are coming into my brain. What is left? What's crazy, bro, is there's still something left. That thing you can't strip down. That thing, it's like, no matter how hard you try, is always going to be there. And that's the thing that's aware of all these things that are happening in you. It's aware of the thoughts. It's aware of the feelings. It's aware of the name. But who is that? Who is that thing? And that's the transformation I had. So if you're thinking of ending suffering, who is thinking of ending the suffering? Who is thinking, bro? And who is the one that's suffering? These words that I'm telling you right now, most of you guys, when you hear these words right now, you'll actually start to get shivers. You'll literally start to get shivers because these words are known. These words, they literally show you what your true nature was. And then once you actually get back to your true nature, it feels familiar. It literally feels familiar. It's like, hold on a minute. I've been here before. Like, I know this thing. I've been here before. Like, you start to feel like you actually went home. Now, what's crazy is just you being aware of this thing is so transformational. Listen, one of the names of Allah is He is basically Al-Hayyul Qayyum. which is the thing that's always alive, that never dies, and he's the one that's always qayyum. So he's always aware of everything, he's always standing over everything. So when you go to sleep, who is the thing, think about this just for a bit, who is the thing that's keeping all your organs alive, or keeping like your brain alive, or keeping like your heart still beating? There's something, bro, there's literally something. And then it's like, once you start to realize that, you start to think, it's like, okay, why am I having like all these worries? Why am I having these worries about who's gonna pay the bill? About where am I gonna get my freaking money from next month? Like, why are you having all these worries? All of my life, I've been carried by this thing, and once I just become aware of it once again, like, I start to basically flow with it. I start to do things that I'm not even intending to do them, or I'm not even thinking of doing what I want to do, but like you still do them. Like you'll start to notice more synchronicities in your life and more coincidences. Like these coincidences have been put there for a reason. You start to reach a point, bro, where you start to hear. You literally start to hear signs. You start to see signs. It's actually insane. It's like a mode of living that's actually insane. It's literally a mode of living. It's like, have you guys ever played like GTA or just video games? You start to actually become the one who's actually controlling the character. Like, you're not the character anymore, because that's what everyone is. Everyone's just playing life in first person. But you realize that, hold on a minute, bro. I am not the one that's actually first person. I'm the one in third person. So I'm the one that's actually controlling the character. I'm the one that's like telling the character what to do and all that stuff. And that's such a crazy transformation, bro. Because once I had that, I started to I started to do things. So the very first thing I started doing is actually I had my business in Amazon. So I started like an Amazon FBA business, which failed miserably, by the way. But then eventually, I went through like a series of steps where I was doing things without even intending. Like that's when I eventually stumbled upon dropshipping. And then basically I took all the skills that I had from Amazon and then put them into dropshipping. And like, I just saw success in it immediately. So this is the thing, bro. This is the thing. It's actually a very subtle thing that you want to do. But once you do it, it's like very subtle, bro. But once you do it, it's just so crazy. This transformation is insane. So what you need to start doing is that you need to realize there's something that's always aware. There's something that's always aware of the thoughts. There's something that's always aware of the feelings. And like, I just need to get back to that. I need to identify with that. And then you'll find that every single problem solves itself. Problems, like they literally solve themselves. You don't need to start putting effort into things. Effort becomes non-existent. You just start to flow. You literally start to flow into things. Like nowadays, bro, I make videos with no script. Like the words that are coming out of my mouth right now, they're coming from the heart. They're not coming from like freaking script or anything. And then if I'm telling you that it's coming from the heart, then who is making me speak? Like, bro, sometimes I'm telling you, I speak things that I go back to them and I'm like, that's so freaking powerful. Who said that? Who said that? It's not me. It's not me that's saying these things, bro. Like once you get past the mind, the world becomes unlimited. But let me get back to one point that's actually very important. And I told you that the language of the universe is feelings and emotions. What do I mean by that? If you want to communicate with Allah, if you want to tell Allah to do something in your universe, you have to use emotions and feelings. Listen, there's two things that are super important, and I call them the secret weapons. If you're a Muslim, you know what I'm talking about. But these two things, istighfar and gratitude. What istighfar means is, let's say you do something bad, like you watched porn or whatever, or you listen to like some freaking low frequency song or whatever, and then it's like you just hurt yourself, like you hurt the self within you. Basically, let's just say you sinned. So istighfar is literally asking for forgiveness from Allah. So if you're not a Muslim, the way to do actually istighfar, even if you're not a Muslim, just sit down, bro, and just focus on the heart and just try to bring the light of the Creator. Try to bring the awareness of the Creator on your heart. Even if you're a Muslim, you can still do that. Basically, it's like meditations of the heart, right? Where you just sit down and you just put all your focus into the heart. You'll notice, bro, it's like you're literally bringing light into your being, which is so funny. It's so, like, it gives you feelings that you don't find anywhere else. Like, it gives you sweetness. It's like, I can't describe it. I literally can't describe it. But you just have to do it. If you're a Muslim, by the way, as well, bro, you need to stick to your prayers, man. You don't realize that, like, prayers, they're so transformational. They literally bring the light of Allah into you. And then it's like the words that you're saying in the prayer, bro, it's words from Allah. Like Allah gave you these words. He taught you these words. Remember Adam, when he actually went down from heaven into the earth? Allah told him that He taught him words. He taught him words, and then He brought him down to the earth, and He gave him forgiveness. Words, bro. Words are so freaking powerful. Now the other thing, the second weapon is, if you learn istighfar, you ask for forgiveness from Allah. The second weapon is gratitude. So Allah literally said, if you actually become grateful to Allah, if you become thankful, Allah increases you. Allah literally increases you. Whatever lack you have right now, whatever like issue or problem that you have right now, try to become grateful. One thing that most people don't understand, bro, is that even if you're homeless, your parents have died, your freaking whole family got destroyed, you have no freaking limbs, there are still so many things to basically be aware of that will give you gratitude. Like right now, I'm moving my hands. I'm wearing glasses. I have hair. I have a freaking head. These are all things that I can become grateful for. Gratitude, listen, bro, gratitude is not something that you'll just do because it's like you're faking it. You're not faking it. You guys are not realizing that there's things in your life that you need to be grateful for, bro. And then once you are grateful for these things, Allah increases you. And then if you want to actually know the whole science behind, like, why does Allah increase you after you're grateful? Well, listen, remember, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, just think of energy and frequencies. Think in terms of energy and frequencies. So when you're grateful, what's happening to you? You become, like, you start to vibrate at a higher frequency. You literally vibrate at a higher frequency. This high frequency is going to start opening things, is going to start allow you to see things that you have never seen before. Like when I'm grateful, bro, my brain just starts working a lot better. I start to get past negativity. I start to literally have like this aura of freaking love. Just like love just flowing around me, like just flowing. And then what's crazy is that other people around me, they also sense that. And then what's even crazier is that even if you're fasting and you have no water, no food, no caffeine, you're still able to get energy out. Because like, where's this energy coming from? From the heart. And how do you activate the heart? Istighfar and gratitude. Like, that's it. It's actually, bro, it's so simple. Like, why are you guys struggling? It's so freaking simple. Just freaking be grateful. Truly, truly grateful. And then ask for forgiveness, man. You start to get feelings that you don't feel anywhere else. And then once again, it's like we go back to the beginning of the whole video. What did I say? Everything is a lie. Everything you're taught is a lie. And why is it a lie? Because when you're seeing things, you start to get thoughts. Then when you have thoughts, you start to get emotions. These emotions, they turn into action. And then they create your reality. So I'm telling you right now, use words of istighfar, like saying astaghfirullah, or asking for forgiveness from Allah. And then gratitude, like just becoming thankful. You use these two things, what's going to happen? You start to get different thoughts. You start to get different emotions and feelings. You start basically doing different actions. And what is that going to lead to? Different reality. And you guys need to realize one last thing. Listen, this is not my thing. I learned this from Dr. Joe Dispenza. So your personality, it literally creates your personal reality. So if I just change my personality, then everything else around me, my reality, is changed. And how do I change my personality? Well, it starts inwards, bro. It literally starts inwards. So if you're trying to change who you are because you want to change your whole life, gratitude, bro. Gratitude and forgiveness. You start to feel these things, the world opens, man. I'm not even kidding, bro. The world opens. So when I quit my job at Wonderland, I started to basically learn these things in Ramadan, and then it just changed. Like, here I am now. It just changed. So I truly, truly recommend you guys do these. Very simple things, super simple. If you're a Muslim, this better have benefited you. Like, better have benefited you. If you're not Muslim, bro, it's the same creator, bro. The same creator. We're not talking to someone different. It's the same creator that created me, has created you, and we're working within the same laws, man. Literally the same laws.